welcome in. It's the 2015 Bourne Finals. Silverbacks and Riptide here on MST. The Silverbacks got Liam Parsons up in the crease. And Riptide, they got their number one, Alex Glass.
Both teams coming into this final with an identical record of 3-1.
Here the Silverbacks come quickly, trying to put a backhand on net. There was Stewart. Pass out in front, and the shot attempt made by Ravlo, and he just can get a stick on it. Cleared back in by the Silverbacks. Riptide come back, and they'll dump it in order to get some changes going. And here's a pass up for Balser, who does a little spin to go with it. Brady Balser moving in on McKay. Gets past one, gets past another. Balser, sharp angle save made by Glass. Silverbacks off the draw. It's one, now it's Hefford. Looking to move this puck down deep, and that was poked off of his twig by Howard. Putting it out to center. Here's McKay, bringing it in for the Riptide. It's poked loose, and he will be unable to get a shot puck just too far out of his reach. Now moving to the middle here, it's McLaughlin. Well, that's DeBay rather, moving in with a shot, and that one got blocked, had never made it through the traffic. Riptide will bring it up, and that's a pass right to the neutral zone. That's picked off. Moore walks in with a shot. That's blocked by Glass.
Glass coming out with some big saves early on in this gold medal game.
And especially bailing his defense out a nasty pass. And that's going to be another save made by Glass. Let's hope this gold medal match is as intense and thrilling as the past one. Ended 5-4 in OT.
Seems the refs are having a conversation with one of the Riptide coaches.
Now face off to the right of Glass. Won by the Riptide, and they may have a chance to relieve some pressure. It's going to go around over for Arsenault, who gets it out of the zone. They're chasing back for it. Here's Moore. Moore bringing it out with a little backhander, going to give chase on it is McKinnon. That's going to be left off for St. John. St. John up here for McKinnon. Bit of collisions as the Riptide will finally get this outside the zone. Flipped back in by the Silverbacks, and there's a pass made from Noonan. As he goes for a change, now it's Arsenault giving chase on it. He was going up against Sloan White. Balser moving back here. Around, that's Ravlo. Skating it with speed. Ravlo, little pass. Back door, the shot saved by Glass. Here's another pass that Ravlo had tried to put behind his back. Taking him out of the zone. That's Ackett. Throwing it up against the wall. Riptide get back possession one more time. It was Nolan White bringing it in. Moving his way, trying to truck his way down deep into the corners, DeRoche. Ravlo in there, as well as Ackett for the Silverbacks. It makes its way out, and it'll be up over for Jensen. I tried to work his way in. Now DeRoche going back the other way for the Riptide. DeRoche going across, wide open. Havenka with the shot. And that one deflected wide of the goal. Puck battles along. Here's Havanga dangling in the middle. Havanga all alone. Tried to tuck it into that left side. But the pad of Parsons there all along. And here's a pass for Jensen of the Silverbacks. Working up with speed, trying to get to the middle. That one knifed away by the Riptide, brought back by McKay. McKay moving in against Balser, and Balser steals, and then it gets stolen by Howard. Now behind, Max Stewart. Off for Hefford. Hefford waits before bringing it out, then passes it over the ball. There's some battling out near the blue line before it's taken by the Riptide, and they'll initiate a clear over for McKay. It'll be moved back for Downey. They get up and try to stretch a pass over for Howard. Out of his reach, so it'll be played back by the Silverbacks. Hefford against the wall, try to get that to the base. Shot from the blue line, attempted deflection by McKay. A big collision. Now right near the hash marks, going down low with it is Balser. Gets pinned up, and now there's about 5 players within that corner. DeBay exits the zone and is into the zone now for the Silverbacks, trying to move to the middle. Still has it and goes into the net and scores himself. But not the puck.
Seemed to have lost an edge there and went straight into goaltender Alex Glass, who gets up just fine.
Took a hard fall, especially against the post right there. But seems to be getting up all right.
Seems there will be a goaltending switch for the Riptide.
And wondering if this is because of an equipment issue. Gas waiting by the bench. Dax Reynolds is going to come out on the ice here. And Gas looks like he might head to the room. Unsure. Reynolds is in the net for the Riptide. Gas did not appear to be hurt, but maybe just taking a rest for now. Walking in, there's a shot that just misses the net. That was from Dougie Yackett. Riptide, another attempt to exit the zone. This one's out by St. John and now is onto the stick of Arsenault. Arsenault trying to move by Lazaga, then pass right to the middle. One cleared in by the Silverbacks. Riptide now having a chance to leave. Arsenault trying to move it to the middle. Intercepted by Jensen. After the Silverbacks clearing, Riptide try to take it out. It's Darash right up against the wall. Taking down his man successfully. Now they dig for it right under his body. Let's move back to the blue line for Stone. That one against the wall is now the Riptide bringing in Darash. Just got poked off his twig as he was nearing scoring there right in front. Darash with a backhand, still loose in the slot. Multiple whacks at it. One being made there by White. Now Silverbacks move back with it. It's Ravlo into the zone. Trying to get by his man. He was poke checked and now was forced to go back. Here's Daraj. Ascending in, and he's poke checked off. And now behind him, waiting for it, was White and tried to bring it into the zone. Up with speed, it's Park. Working in, Park fakes the shot, drops to Ravlo. and his shot was blocked out in front by Downey. Another try, save the rebound, another great save by Reynolds. And another one, he's outside of his crease.
Reynolds with a double, triple save right there.
Even wanting them being outside the blue paint. He looks like he was out of position, but fortunate to be right where he needed to be to make that save. Here's Ravlo dangling in, taken down.
No call on the play.
And now this gives a chance for the Riptide to move back in the other direction. Now here's Downey. Moving into the zone. A big hit there. We're going to have our game's first penalty of the game coming in against the Riptide. Or against the Silverbacks, excuse me.
And the Riptide will get the first power play opportunity here at 4:13 in the first period. The Riptide can really set the tone of the game with a goal here.
With Harrison Ravlo using it 2 for interference here at 14-13. Arsenault working up the wall. He goes down for DeRoche. DeRoche fighting in the corner before it's given away to DeBay. Now it's sent along the boards and hit off to Downey. Back down into the zone it'll go. Flipped up against the wall. This will drop and barely be kept in the zone. A nice play to send that off to Downey. Downey back into the middle. DeRoche, a little pass off. And I tried to get that one over from McDonald. Now here again, it's Nolan White trying to pass. That one didn't work. Now cuts back. Forgot something, so has to go back for it. Little give and go. Went down for DeRoche. DeRoche waiting up to the blue line. Walking in. Here's a shot that just misses the net by Reddy. White going down low. Back out in front. A one-timer attempt to DeRoche. One flipped high and against the boards. And will be cleared. Now Riptide go back for it. This one cleared high in the air, almost touched up by Noonan, goes all the way back to Slon White, and down the ice it'll go, touched by a high stick. And the Riptide will touch up to cause a whistle here at 2.5 left to go in the first, still 0-0. Yet plenty of chances for both teams. Face-off win at the line, a shot short-handed. That one came high from Max Stewart. Balser still in the zone, asserting some offensive zone time as the timer ticks down on the Bjorklund penalty. Moved across, here's Hackett. Put it down deeper into the zone. Hogan now skates back for Bjorklund out of the box. Arsenault. Waits, cuts down, is defended by Balser, tries to move between his feet. He does, but it kind of gets caught there. Balser bringing it in. Here's Balser with a John and just misses the net of Reynolds. Noonan. I tried to just hammer that against the wall, didn't get too much on it. Goes back into the zone. Bryce Noonan with it, with Ravlo now. Ravlo picking up the puck, going to the blue line. Waiting, Park trying to bulldoze his way out in front, and now that is intercepted by Arsenault, and he'll track that down going the other way. Henry Park working it up, deflected to the Riptide blue line, but will go no further. It's McDonald chipping it into the zone. Slon White going back off the boards for Park. A nice outlet pass where he can center that for Ravlo. Ravlo working up the blue line, waits and cuts and fires, and that one just missed wide of the net. Here's Jensen. He had a goal, or at least he had thought he thought he had a goal in the semifinals. That got called no goal. Trying to get one back here. Here's Jensen trying to lift one up high, and that was too high. And went way high of the net. Jensen. Pass over to Park. Park working in one-timer for Ravlo, and that's above the net. The Silverbacks so far played a very good first period. Here's Cody. Up for the Riptide. Cleared in, Slonway. Waiting, he sees Park. He'll be wide open as he starts the rush now for the Silverbacks. Trying to pass that one to the middle. That one upended by Howard as they both go crashing down and covered. And it looks like Gass is back in the net. So maybe just a minor injury that he'll have to shake off. With just 6 seconds left on the board in the first. It would have been a scoreless but very entertaining game. Here's the last second shot by Balser. A save made by Gass as it goes over to the corner. The Riptide will clear. And that is our period one off a quick shot off the face-off.
I'd like to acknowledge the currently 61 viewers watching this gold medal game. Thank you so much for your support.
And we hope to see you back for period two coming up on MST. And here we go, quickly starting the second.
Sorry for the technical inconvenience, folks, but we are back.
And the Riptide have gone up by a score of 1-0. During our quick issue, it's Grayson Havanga that buries it at 11:10 of the second period. So the Riptide now see themselves up 1-0. Now working back with it was Evely. Didn't get very far. Now Howard tries to work back up towards the blue line. Now working back the other way was McKay. Got tripped up, so I believe we're going to have a call against the Silverbacks coming up. So we're going to have our first Riptide man advantage. That's going to be Max Stewart to the box for the Silverbacks. And the Riptide have a chance to go up 2-0 in this one. Quickly shot out by the Silverbacks. Back on it for the Riptide is Cody. In his own end, does a little juke and gets it here. It's a 1-0 game in the finals of the 2015 division here in the 2025 East Coast Ice Battle. Quickly shot down to the other end. Gas stops it. It'll be left off for McKinnon. Riptide trying to bring it out of the zone. Still kept in on by the Silverbacks. A great penalty kill so far. But here come the Riptide. Up with speed. Working his way in. Howard with a shot. And that one I just missed the net. At the blue line. Waiting. Downey. Turned it back. Carragher stepping in. And that one just slides off through the crease. Now Silverbacks go back the other way. Up with speed. Ravlo getting in. He's just offside, but still doing a good job at killing the penalty nonetheless. Havenga. I moved it over to the blue line, but then it'll be shot right back by the Silverbacks. Over speed. Hefford cutting in. Cross ice pass. Jensen couldn't quite control it. They'll be hounded by 3 Riptide players around the net. It goes for Owen Hefford. Moved along the wall. It's Grayson Havenga. He has the goal for the Riptide so far. Walking in. There's a shot pad save made by Parsons. And there's another jam out in front. Multiple players looking for it. And we'll have a whistle. Interference against somebody. And it's going to be a Riptide penalty now. So we're going to make it a 4-on-4. It's going to be Charlie Darosh in the box. It'll be a 4-on-4 for 5 seconds. And then in 1:55 of a Silverbacks power play now after they had done incredibly well on the PK. They now get a chance of a man advantage for their own. A quick shot saved by Gas. Riptide off the draw. Hogan trying to shoot it out. Another try by DeBay. It was blocked. Ball circuit to have a try. And that one also never made it to the net. It's Wyatt Downey that clears it all the way down in next to the net of Parsons. Banked off the boards. Hefford. It's loose, taken back by McDonald. McDonald working his way in. The shot patted away by Parsons. Again, penalty killing team, for whatever reason, tends to be getting more shots than the team on the power play. Now walking up is Moore. Got tied up and going around the net for the Riptide is White. This one barely held into the line and iced down all the way by the Riptide. Silverbacks in the neutral zone. Plan an escape out of their own zone and in to their opposing team zone. They're quickly shot up by the Riptide. And what a great penalty kill so far. Now a nice play, banking it off the net. Now generating some space to go free, trying to get that to Evely. That one taken away. Now going up the other way. Hackett skating up. The shot glove down by Gass. Here's Cody off the draw quickly for the Riptide. Has some speed. He'll put it to the ringette line, but no further as it's shot back in by Jensen. Here's a backhand from McKinnon that goes about to the hash marks. And the penalty's now expired. Potential 2-on-1. Here's White and Daraj. White to Daraj, and it was just poked away by the stick of Park. Daraj back to the line. Here's a shot. Blocked, sent high, backhander save, and the rebound is chipped over to the side.
Great defensive play by the Silverbacks, denying a sure goal.
Now here the Riptide are. After a great defensive play displayed by the Silverbacks, moving back in, Cody with a shot. And another try to clear, kept in by Noonan for momentarily before it was kicked out here by the Silverbacks. Back in his own end, it's Stewart. Laying a pass up that sees Jensen. Jensen working up past the blue line, past the red line. Skating with speed into the zone. And meets about 3 Riptide players, and that'll be the end of that. Thanks to Bryce Noonan, who took it out of the zone. The Silverbacks work their way back into the zone. St. John gets stripped of the puck. Now here's a chance, a shot, save the rebound. It's a diving play by defenseman Jack Carragher that gets it out of the cage. Now here's another chance, backhand save by Gass.
Great clearances on both ends of the ice. A great defensive showing by both teams.
And only one slip up so far that gave the Riptide a 1-0 game. But other than that, look at Carragher here going to dive out in the slot and whack that puck into the corner. Hefford to the line. Sent in by Stone. Trying to get that back to Hefford, over to DeBay. Picks it up, takes it down. Curls back in reverse. Hefford to the middle, shot. That one didn't make it all the way there. Here's Balser shooting, and that one never made it to the net. Up with speed is Downey. Moving past the blue, past the red, and is blocked right at the middle. Back behind the net, hitting the brakes, Lazaga for the Silverbacks. Up to the red line. Moved across by Hefford. It's Balser now sending it into the zone. And he now gets out, it's Howard. Sends one high to the middle, try to get that one over to McKay. Now it's DeBay and Hogan in the battle for the puck right along the Silverbacks blue line. Won by the Silverbacks, and will go back to their defense. Here's a pass from Stone that hits Balser out in the middle. He tries a light little chip, and this one not going to get anywhere as it's stolen by Rennie. Up the boards he goes and trying to stretch McDonald. McDonald working in, cutting to the middle, and that shot missed a decent bit left. Garage to the blue line, shot from McKinnon, and that one blocked. Might be a break for Balser. Skating back is Rennie, and they both go falling down as it's going to get to Gass, and he'll hold that for a whistle.
Tight foot race, breaking out there for the puck. The Riptide goalie able to cover up.
And as of recent, it's been the Silverbacks with the better chances, but Gass has come up clutch every time in that. Silverbacks unable to hold the line. A good breakout by the Riptide. It's DeRoche. He's poke checked. Here's shot up Havenga going up against Slaunwhite. Havenga firing off of Slon White. It goes on net, patted away by Parsons. DeRoche going down. No call to come with it. It's Moore flipping that out to the middle. Moved across McKinnon. They tried a little tap over for Havenga, but that one's going to be stolen and taken the opposite way by Evely. Evely working in. A nice move. Doesn't work. Going to get it again. Evely the shot. And that one's saved by Gass. He had been looking for a rebound there. Here's Ravlo. I tried to put it to the middle, then sent cross ice Havenga. Skating with speed. Havenga, kind of how he scored his first, cutting wide right. He didn't do that though. And then a collision right next to the boards. Both teams just pushing and shoving until the puck gets free. Now he's behind the net for Slon White. Waits, it'll go along the boards all the way back for Hogan. Hogan back for Cody. Making a nice move and trying to send that up over for Carragher, and then almost picking off a pass. Back for it is Arsenault. Falling down into the boards, then trying to send it to his teammate Carragher. Being pressured by St. John. Moved up here over for Cody, but tried to generate a lane. Here's Noonan working his way in, giving a couple whacks, taken down, and we're going to have a Riptide power play coming up.
Riptide will be given an opportunity here, their best opportunity to make this a 2-0 game. The Silverback player going to the box, clearly not happy with the ref after taking an extra shot by a Riptide player.
So the Riptide with a chance here to increase their lead to 2-0 at the end of the second. That's going to be Harrison Ravlo. He's going to get 2 for a trip at 1:23. Trying to move it up out of the zone was Heffert. He was blocked in. Riptide still have another chance. The shot saved and covered by Parsons. Now quickly resuming play again. Flip down nearing the corner. McKay out in front. I tried to hit McDonald for a one-timer. And now back the other way. DeBay moving up. Has some speed. DeBay might be a lone backhander. Saved by Gass. And he has been plumbing up clutch so far. Him and a combination of Dax Reynolds. Riptide in their defensive zone. Low on the power play. Here they go around. Here's White. Skating at high some speed. Havenga trying to work his way in. And then passes is intercepted by Balser. This one cleared in. Up the wall it goes. Tried to see Havenga. This one flipped on the wall. DeRoche trying to skate his way in. He's going to be poke checked, and that's going to go above the wall. Rennie. He's going to go across. That's DeRoche in his zone. Havenga shoots. Save made by Parsons as he extends out the leg. Another try right to the net. Spin around right in front. They score!
What a passing play. Havenga with his second goal of the game.
And that's going to be Havanga's second of the game on a beautiful no-look pass. As now the Riptide go up 2-0 with exactly 3 left on the clock. And what a pass that one is. Turnaround, no-looker. And for Havanga, you're not really going to get too many easier goals than that. He waits back door and tucks it in. That's Havanga from Rennie and DeRoche. but giving him the beautiful pass, and it's 2-0 Riptide after 2 here at the Dieppe Uniplex on MST. And let's go, period 3. Could be the last period of the game, or maybe it goes to OT like our prior final. Silverbacks hold it in the zone. Ackett walks up with a shot, and this one misses the net. Going on to chases Evely out in the corner. Put back up the wall by Hogan, and now they'll battle for it. Here's Evely, again behind the net, waiting, cutting back, opening some room, and then goes to the blue line, wide open, the shot, saved by the pad of gas. And the rebound was just in the high slot, and no one there to bury it. Now Riptide go back the other way through center, steaming through his Carragher, cutting wide with a chance, saved by Parsons, and the rebound is right in front of the slot, but a Riptide player was flying to Parsons. Surprisingly, no whistle there. Evely walking in with a chance. He has another one. That's a save made. Riptide work their way out. McKay to the middle for Howard, who enters the zone. Silverbacks now get out from there to fence. Slonwhite across and next to the Riptide bench. Now going to McKay as he passes to McDonald right over set. Now McDonald working it with and scores!
McDonald with the goal.
And it's McDonald that gets a snipe on the net. Hunter McDonald going to the top shelf.
And c'est 3-0 pour le Riptide.
And what a shot that one was, giving the Riptide now a 3-goal lead.
What a goal that was. That's definitely going to be on the highlight reel.
Walking in on a sharp angle, didn't have much to shoot at, and Hunter McDonald saw something on the top shelf and picked it with surgical precision. Now a pass, it's picked off to Ross, shot save made by the pad of Parsons, and players colliding in the net. And Parsons again is hit, but he seems to be fine. And here's the chance, and what a save by Parsons. And this game easily could have been 4-0. Now the Silverbacks outside their zone. Riptide back with it. It's Howard trying to go across to McKay, taken by McDonald and put to the middle. Howard with it again across the line. McDonald, and he is poke checked as it's swept away by Ackett. Now loose to the side of the net, Slonwait. It goes around the boards. Now stopped by Downey. This one moves its way by Moore. Is it now? It's outside of that. McDonald going across. And this one to be iced all the way down as it's picked up by Downey as he has a little skate around in his end. Banks it above the boards and still chases after it. It's left behind, right in between the feet of McKay. And Ravlo taking the puck back the other way with a bit of speed. Ravlo working his way and has a stick like in his helmet. Now the Riptide go back the other way. DeRoche trying to move a couple dangles, but he was just coming out of a pivot. And now another one. Working in, there's a shot. Never got on net, blocked, but we're gonna have a penalty. Sharbagle shot and touched up by the Silverbacks. And a penalty coming up to the Silverbacks, so it's a Riptide man advantage. Riptide quickly off the draw. They play it over. McKinnon has a wide open lane. It's deflected on net, but a save made by Parsons. Cody going back on his blue line. Flipped it across to McKinnon. Skating in, passes over to Arsenault. Works the way and past Ravlo. Arsenault waits and shoots and fan on it. Still has here fighting with Stewart. Arsenault, it looked like he tried for a miss. Now it's back for Stewart. And flipped out, and this will give the Silverbacks a chance to get some much needed line changes. It will be whistled down for a high stick. Riptide in their own end. Try to initiate a breakout here as they move it through center. St. John. A little pass up for McKay. McKay has McDonald with him, had tried to hit him. Now it's back for Howard. Back to McDonald, and that one intercepted by the tape of Jensen, who is now going to bring that down with a bit of speed. Howard now exiting his zone. McKay bring it up in the offensive zone with the shot. Now one's blocked. Howard to try to move it down behind McKay. Still loose as they battle it against the boards. DeBay in there for the Silverbacks. Downey trying to move it back down. Out in the middle, Howard waits to McDonald, shoots, and that one misses the net. Now it comes back McKay to the blue line. Downey mishandles it a little bit, and it'll be down to his own blue line. Downey now trying to catch the Silverbacks on a change. A 1-on-2, cutting in. Downey, the shot, scores! And what a goal and a shot from Wyatt Downey. And the Riptide make it now 4-0. Oh, didn't quite land his celly.
What a goal.
And that's right as our camera glitched out a bit there, maybe for the better. And he walked in again, saw the top shelf. And the Riptide convert on the power play, making it now 4-0. This one's gonna be Wyatt Downey unassisted here on the power play. Another chance that goes right through the crease. Cody moving back. That one's off the skate of Evely. And back into the center ice for McKinnon. Move back, shot almost into the Riptide bench, and will not go for icing. McKinnon fighting for the loose puck. It's taken up by McDonald. McDonald tried to move that to the middle over for DeRoche. Sloan White back in his zone. Here's White curling around Ackett, trying to move around Sloan White, and they both go falling down. A move behind the net by DeRoche. DeRoche again to the slot, they score! They just sent it wide. I thought that I got into net.
Almost in. Everyone thought I was going to go in, but
Fooled me. And here we go. The shot from Balser, they score!
and the Silverbacks come within 3.
And this one actually goes in. Brady Balser moved in for the Silverbacks, and he gets them on the board here in this one. Cut from right to left into the zone, took a shot on gas. And the Silverbacks have now found themselves on the scoreboard here in this one. That one's going to be Brady Balser unassisted at 5:41 of the third period. Poked in here by DeBay. Into the corner, hits the brakes, fakes one way, tries to go back the other. There's St. John in to disrupt that play as they still have it behind the net. DeBay trying to find it loose on the slot, as puts it back behind the net. Curls back, now getting roughed up by Noonan. DeBay still with it to the blue line, the shot, and a save made by the pad of gas. Riptide to leave the zone. Noonan had tried to touch up. A little bit of a collision there in the middle. Now trying to move that back the other way was Downey. And now goes back from the over to the offensive zone of the Riptide. Here's McDonald. A pass up. Gets deflected a bunch of times before it goes over to Howard. Brought into the zone, this one offside. Now it's Jensen trying to bring in a potential 2-on-1 for the Riptide. Here's Howard to McKay. Howard to McKay, what a pass, and it just skipped over his stick. A beautiful saucer pass from Howard. Had taken a weird haunt once it hit the stick of Braden McKay. Now here he is again. McKay coming in for redemption. Gonna dump it in and go for a change as now the Silverbacks have time in their own zone here. Moving up and cutting in. It's Ravlo. I tried to move it back over for Moore. That's gonna be captured by the Riptide. And they won't play it out of their zone, kept in by Jensen. Pass up DeRoche. Catches it on his tape, trying to put that up for White. DeRoche again. Had possession there for a second before it's brought up by Ackett. Dougie Ackett up with speed, moving by a couple. By Downey out in front, they score!
The Silverbacks cut the Riptide's lead in half with just under 4 minutes to go here. 3 minutes left in the game here.
And the Silverbacks now only down by a score of 4-2. As the pass in the slot from Aki goes right to Evely. And at 3:08 of the third, the Silverbacks are now within 2. That goal scored by Evely and assisted by Ackett. McKay, they tried to put that to the middle by Ackett. Cleared along the wall. Here's Cody. They tried to go around the boards, and now comes up out of the zone with it. Jack Cody. Moving up past the blue line onside. Cody with a shot. And that one had been blocked out in front by Sloan White. Now pass in the middle. Howard with a shot. That one blocked and never got through. Moving back is DeBay of the Silverbacks, taken down, and a Silverbacks power play coming up. It's Charlie DeRoche that's going to get the penalty here. And we're going to have a timeout taken by the Silverbacks here in this one. And pardon me, that's Ben Rennie that's going to take the penalty for the Riptide. So Ben Rennie is off for 2 for interference. And the Silverbacks also are going to pull Parsons out of the net, so it's going to be a 6-on-4 for the Silverbacks. And off the draw, it's going to be won by the Riptide. Up the wall, they had tried to put it, but that's blocked by Hefford. Back in the corner, Riptide try to bring it out. It's to the blue line, Stone. One-timer for Slonway. That one's blocked. And then Stone is going to get blocked the clear out just outside the zone. Now the Riptide have a chance to shoot for the empty net. This one's blocked here by Stone. Another pass that's blocked up in the center ice by DeRoche. Slonway behind the net here in the last 2 minutes where the Riptide find themselves up 4-2. Here's a pass for Hefford. Skating up into the zone, a bit of a miscommunication, but is now sent behind the net. Skating after it is Hogan. Oh, off the wall and outside the zone, killing a bit more time here for the Riptide. Still a 6-on-4 in favor of the Silverbacks. Now going up through the zone, that one in between the feet of Slonway. Now back for Ravlo. Poke checked, and Howard almost got possession of it. But Silverbacks luckily still with possession. Now it's rimmed along the wall, stopped by Slonway. Has a bit of time, will shoot, deflected just wide of the net. Jensen waits, hits the brakes, continues out in front, backhander, glove down by Gass. And what a clutch save that was in the last minute of this game. And off the draw, St. John trying to move it out of the zone. Silverback still with possession. Here to the line, waiting, there's a shot. Save made by Gass, and it's covered. And a bit of cross-checking afterwards as Henry Park, who was looking for the rebound, got sent down to the ice. Only 14 seconds left to the Rennie interference call. And Riptide win the draw, moved around. Silverback still with possession, moving down towards the net. Going around Hogan. Still with it behind the net. Park out in front trying to get a stick on it. Still loose out in the slot. Rennie's out of the box. Here we go, 6-on-5. Hackett now with the puck, put to the middle. Park trying to get a stick on it. Turnaround shot attempt by Ravlo. He can't get a shot, down for Jensen. Now curling around, looking out in front. He shoots, scores! And they make it a 1-goal game with 4.2. Not sure if it's possible for them to get another one. The Silverbacks have now scored 3 straight. Griffin Moore, who had it out in front, tucks it past Gas, but that still will not be enough. Face-off won by the Riptide, and they have won the East Coast Ice Battle here in the 2015 division. And what a win for this group of kids. What a great game they played. Although giving up the last 3, they still take it 4-3 here at the Dieppe Uniplex. And stick around for the player of the game presentations, the medal presentations, and our post-game interview with the MVP of the Riptide here on MST.
Before we get started with the medal presentation, we're going to do the player of the games. So player of the games for the Silverbacks. Number 21, Colton Stone. Now the player of the game for the Riptides, number 98, Grayson Havenga. On behalf of East Coast Ice, we would like to thank everybody for a great tournament. Merci à tous pour un super beau week-end de hockey. Congratulations, everybody. Now with the silver medals for the Silverbacks, we're going to go through each player. You can come get your medals individually, okay? So starting with number 2, Jake Jensen. Number 8, Max Stewart. Number 9, Owen Hefford. Number 10, Brendan DeBay. Number 13, Mac Lazaga. Number 18, William Slonwhite. Number 21, Colton Stone. Number 29, Doogie Ackett. Number 30, Skylar McLaughlin. Number 33, Liam Parsons. Number 34, Griffin Moore. Number 66, Brady Balzer. Number 78, Beckham Bjorkland. Number 88, Harrison Ravlo. Number 91, Andrew Everly. And number 97, Henry Park. Congratulations, Silverbacks, for a great tournament. Now for the gold medals for the Riptides, starting with number 1, Alex Gass. Number 3, Nate St. John. Number 8, Bryce Noonan. Number 9, Jack Cody. Number 11, Jack Arsenault. Number 12, Archer McKinnon. Number 13, Wyatt Downey. Number 16, Will Hogan. Number 17, Jack Carragher. Number 26, Braden McKay. Number 29, Dax Reynolds. Number 77, Ben Howard. Number 88, Nolan White. Number 87, sorry. Number 88, Hunter McDonald. Number 91, Charlie DeRoche. Number 97, Ben Rennie. And last but not least, number 98, Grayson Havenga. All right, Riptide, come grab your trophy.
Say here, buddy. Right.
What do I say?
I'll ask you guys. Don't worry. Mic check, check. All right. We're with Grayson Havenga, MVP of the Riptide. You just won the gold medal. How are you feeling?
Pretty good. Played pretty good. And yeah,
What do you think you did to win the MVP?
scored 2 goals and worked hard.
And what do you think made your team so special?